Good design is often the difference between being ignored and being embraced. Architects Shibani and Kamal Sagar's creations over the last 20 years are a living testament to this statement. Established in 1996 with just 10,000 rupees, Total Environment has gradually grown over the years, designing and building over 3 million square feet of high-quality, customized and furnished spaces in 30 projects across Bengaluru and Pune.
Typically, when you think of the word apartment, the image that comes to your mind is of something that you can just manage to live in, for some time. It's not something that you really aspire to. That's typically what comes to your mind. On the other hand, there's, for example, the Farnsworth House by Mies van der Rohe, which was built a long time back on 80 acres of land. It's just 1,500 square foot glass house. As far as you can see in all four directions, you see only green. Or Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water House, which is again on a hillside, on a live waterfall. It just soaks in nature from everywhere. So the challenge really for us was, how do you create that kind of a feel or that kind of experience in a multi-dwelling, high-rise, high-density, housing project inside the city. That's really the challenge that we were looking at, and we realized that we can do it. It can definitely be done, but we also realized very quickly that it will not happen just as designers. We would have to take on the daunting task of being developers and constructing and developing these homes, and not just designing them. And that's really how Total Environment was born, from that need that we need to go out there and bring this change.
Unlike most firms that fail to form a connection with its customers, at the heart of Total Environment is this persistent desire to deliver an experience to its patrons.
Your home is supposed to be, that place where it's supposed to be that platform where you build on your own creativity. It's supposed to be that space where you make those, connections with your family, those relationships. So when you're trying to build a space that actually achieves that also, then that's when you get a Total Environment home.
There are homes, and then there are Total Environment homes. From thriving water bodies and flourishing gardens to immaculate detailing and craftsmanship, the quintessential home has been reimagined and redefined.
So most people feel that when they're buying an apartment, they typically think of that as a temporary accommodation, something that they'll just sort of adjust or manage for some time till they build their dream home, which is much later, maybe 5 or 10 years later. That is where Total Environment is fundamentally different. We are able to provide that concept of a real home, which is designed around you, which is built to that kind of quality. Our approach to design is a little different from the traditional architectural approach in that, at least in the housing space. We try to focus a lot on the family that's actually going to live there, on how the spaces are going to be used. So it's a little bit maybe like product design, where you're thinking of very minute details and sensitivity to how different things are going to get used. That is what then brings out that sense of joy when you actually use that space, when you realize that everything works the way you want it to. When we started out in 96 building the very first apartments, one of the things that hit us immediately was, how can a home be a home if it doesn't have a garden? And so we wanted to bring in this whole idea of a garden with every home, and we did that. We complete with double height space so that there was enough light, with a drip system, with the sprinklers, small little gardens at that time, but then they evolved over time into larger and larger gardens with water bodies, with wooden decks. We experimented with different types, terraced or double height, or like duplex apartments, or indoor gardens, all different kinds of formats. And I think that is able to bring in that sense of a home. Everybody likes to have some connect with nature. The other thing that's very much a part of every thing that we do is the use of natural materials. We believe very strongly that if you're creating a home, it has to have the warmth of a home, and you can't really get that with tiles, with aluminum, or plastic windows or stuff like that. So we tend to use a lot of natural stone, exposed brick, wood, materials that are warm, materials that give you that sense of a warm space, of a home.
The one thing that gives us ultimate satisfaction is when you design something for someone that they love. I have to make sure that when I'm visualizing a space, I'm visualizing it in entirety, which means that I know where what piece of furniture would fit in best. So when you walk into your apartment, it's fully furnished. When you design for someone, their lifestyle is very different from your own. You need a lot, you need to be able to customize for them. It gives you that much more satisfaction as a designer. Which is why then we developed the eBuild software, where anyone who buys an apartment can log in and they get to pick the furnishings, or rather the furniture and the layouts that best suit their requirements.
I think the other thing that really led to us starting Total Environment was this whole frustration with very poor quality of construction, and we really felt that we want to change that. We were inspired by the automobile industry and what we saw in terms of the quality of what you could get, and so we thought about it, and we realized that the only way we could really do that was by creating separate lines or separate teams for each part of the building, with each team focused on being the best in the world in that part of the building. And so we set up what we call Total Environment Machine Craft, which is really a powerful combination of craftsmanship with technology and machines, through which we are able to then deliver this kind of quality.
The kind of woodwork, metalwork and the glasswork we do in Total Environment do requires a skilled craftsmen from different parts of the country, and we made it possible in Total Environment by combining the skills of craftsmen and technology, and we have invested heavily in setting up design and manufacturing setup. The raw materials like different species of wood and veneers are required to produce these products are hand-picked personally to ensure the highest quality and to maintain the uniqueness.
Over the last 20 years, Total Environment has developed and designed unique spaces that have withstood the test of time. These evergreen buildings are a testament to Shibani and Kamal Sagar's commitment to their design philosophy.
My association with Total Environment started by accident, right? I was looking for buying a house, right, in the year 1999. Even today, that's 16 years I've been living in that building. When people come, I said, "Oh, so this is a new building?" I said, "Yeah, it is."
Primarily, design was the biggest reason why I chose a Total Environment home. It's very clean cut. It's got simpleness in it. Simple is very hard to achieve, and it communicates to you. It's a home that speaks to you.
I had a house at Total Environment, a project called Windmills of the Mind. I was starting up my entrepreneurial journey, so I had to sell that, and that remains one of the biggest regrets of my life. To correct that, recently I bought another house at Total Environment in a project called Pursuit of Radical Rhapsody. For me, buying a Total Environment house was nothing short of culmination of a dream. It was a dream shared by me and my wife. We'd seen the houses, they were built with passion, which is why buying a Total Environment house again was a culmination of that dream.
24 acres of sprawling landscaped parkland housing 405 homes in 7 towers and 73 earth-sheltered villas. Windmills of Your Mind is Total Environment's flagship project in Whitefield, Bangalore.
So this was the very first time that we had 24 acres of land and we could do whatever we wanted. So we really wanted to create something that's very green, very open, and just wanted to take that, I think, the whole idea of embracing nature to a different level. So we did the apartments in a straight line of 7 towers, which looked at the back or the front, but you could see it with no obstruction. And then we had these earth-sheltered homes. And really the whole concept across all the 3 products that we have here, the villas and the smaller and the larger apartments, is that almost every single space inside the home opens out to the garden, and it has like one wall in every room which is completely glazed, slides open, steps out.
The most striking thing, when we're living here, was that however small the space may be inside, because everything looks into the garden or opens into the garden, that outside seems to double the space.
So everything here was about, it was about covering every inch with green and not leave any space open. So even, for example, the clubhouse facility that we have near the pool has got a green roof, and instead of the normal curtains or blinds that you have, we have these nice hanging plants. Really, I think there are more than 3,000 trees on the project. So it was really great fun building this place, not just designing it.
Another jewel in the crown for Total Environment is the structural design of the Bhau Institution of Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Leadership at the College of Engineering in Pune.
The hallmark of the structure is the innovation in the architectural design, which in turn leads to innovation in the structural design. And there is a constraint for the structural design is that we need to take care of saving a large tamarind tree, and it is done by encircling it within the building.
For founder Kamal Sagar, his inspirations go beyond just brick and mortar. Sharing his interest in music through the Music Foundation established in 2012, followed by Windmills Craftwork, a brewery restaurant which doubles up as a jazz theatre.
There's so much great music on this planet, some of which I've managed to collect from far corners of the world. Beautiful music that is, that sometimes makes you want to, get up and dance. Music that's very joyful or very
inspiring.
Yeah, at the highest level, very inspiring. And I think I just wanted to share some of that music with everyone because it's so inspiring. And that's why we set up the Music Foundation, to bring in great artists from all over the world so that people can see them, enjoy and get inspired.
I met Kamal Sagar in 2010 and I pitched the idea of starting a brewery, and Kamal was as passionate about music as I was about beer, and the two ideas came together to create the space. So what you see behind me is a brewery at Windmills Craftworks. All the beers in-house on tap are brewed here right in this brewery. So this brewery was designed in Oregon, USA, custom designed for us. As you can see, the whole place is lined with books which not only add to the ambience but also act as an acoustic insulator. So the sound that you hear when the artists are performing sounds very rich. The outdoor space showcases the brewery, where you can sit out on the deck and you can see the brewery encased in a glass enclosure. And there's also the trademark Total Environment features like the water body and the greenery which is there in the outdoor deck area.
With some of the most prestigious projects under its wings, Total Environment is gradually spreading its presence beyond Bengaluru. in cities like Hyderabad and Pune.
The magic faraway tree is actually named after a large canopy ficus tree that's located at the edge of the property, and it's surrounded by greenery and overlooking small hillocks.
Also, because of the garden, each garden being a double height, a lot of light and ventilation enters into each of the spaces.
Project is a testament to our commitment to detail. In fact, every element and every space in the apartment homes are designed, detailed, and in some cases handcrafted. For instance, the brick screen wall that is on the facade of this project was done with bricks which were spanning a height of almost 19 stories, and each brick on that facade was very meticulously laid by hand. I think that it's actually one of its kind. So that brick screen actually creates a very interesting play of light and shadows across the facade, in addition to creating a very unique facade on the building.
So currently in Hyderabad, we are developing the Meadow Dance, which is a collection of 56 earth-sheltered homes. These are totally designed around the people that are going to live in them. In fact, if you see, we are adding more greenery through this project to the area than we took. So once you open the door to the home, it's like nothing that one would have imagined before. It's a very unique floor plan with amazing space utilization. So all the living spaces in the villa, they open into this beautiful courtyard, and there are gardens everywhere in the house. You just can't escape them, and just blend with the house very beautifully. The beautiful courtyard, the water body, the natural materials, all hallmark of a beautiful total environment design. So when we started designing this master bedroom, there was a clear intent that we wanted this to be the most inspiring master bedroom in India. And the kind of expressions that we have been eliciting from our customers, I think we have made it.
Songs from the Wood is our second residential project in Pune. It is located in Udaybag, which is in a very serene and lush green environment. The project offers two duplex design options and stays true to our philosophy of integrating design with nature. Very large terrace gardens have been beautifully integrated into our design, with every room looking into the terrace garden. The apartment levels start at the 4th level. Therefore, every unit has an unobstructed city view. None of the units look into each other, and there is a fantastic sense of visual ownership which one gets from every unit. More than half the site is open for beautiful landscaping. The entire site is dotted with beautiful trees, with Chiku Bagh being a part of it. The name of the project, Songs from the Wood, captures very beautifully what we've tried to achieve in the project.
This is just not a piece of land, but it is a farm where we have raised our children with all the greenery around. And that is why we have chosen tea, who are very symbolic to the environment. They build a lot of greenery with their project.
We are very fortunate to have association with Total Environments Building Systems Private Limited, and our comfort level has been of utmost level, wherein we find that they are going to give the best project and best product to the incoming homeowners.
Behind the success of Total Environment is a vibrant team of enthusiastic individuals who work on dedicated projects day in and day out, some of whom have been part of the dream from the beginning.
I've been with Total Environment for about 18 plus years. Kind of goals which we set here, it's very difficult, challenging, and everybody over here achieve their goals with relentless optimism.
We actually strive to make experience out of each interaction that we have with our customer, even the process of handing over of a home is well thought out, that we kind of make it memorable for the family. It's not just about giving key to a family, or it's not just about designing something, and we create great experiences for all our customers.
We have a startup culture here. It's been about 20 years now since our existence, and even today we work with the same spirit and energy of a startup at Total Environment. So that's the primary reason why I say that I've had a wonderful experience working with TE.
It's really not just about the architecture, it's not just about the music, it's not just about the beer, it's not just about the food, but it's about that entire experience that we're creating for people.
So I think if our work can make a connection with people, if it can stir a few emotions and hopefully inspire a few people, then I would say our work has been meaningful.